Good day and welcome to the Marek Report. This is a Marek Report Executive Edition report, and we're talking about instability. Instability that we're seeing both in the political and financial realms that are probably also affecting yours and mine's personal life. So sit back and relax. This is going to be very conversational as we go through some concepts here. I haven't made a video for a number of months. And part of the reason I think is there's just so much going on. It's hard to analyze and distill what's going on as it goes on, and at the same time being a part of history and reacting to it as well. It does seem that there is stress and uncertainty. I'll rattle off some topics: the political situation, the changes that have happened since the 2024 election. There is financial volatility. The stock market was going up and down last couple of weeks of November. People are uncertain about the direction of the Fed, although lately I'm hearing that it's likely the Fed will cut rates soon, which is interesting, as that may contribute to overheating in certain sectors like AI or real estate, which, although has cooled, home prices have cooled, they're still historically very high. So we'll see what happens if rates are indeed cut, as market participants expect to happen in this month. So that's just some of the things that are going on as it relates to instability. But we all encounter instability or different challenges, uncertainties in our personal lives as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about what you can do as you face down uncertainties in your life. The first topic I will touch on is when this stuff happens, when there's instability in your world, you want to be what is called resilient, right? You want to be able to be somewhat in the world of instability, but not be too affected. You don't want to be stressed or thrown off your game or thrown off balance, even as you may deal with novel and troublesome situations that are not clear, where it's not clear what you should do to resolve them. So how do you become more resilient, you ask? So this video, again, just conversational, will touch on different philosophies. But in my opinion, you're going to want to stay healthy. You're going to want to stay connected and grounded with your friends and your long-term friends and also with your family. You want to keep in mind core things like what your identity is, why you do what you do, and what your ultimate goals are. Keeping sight of those goals will help you in the period of instability, because it's possible you might panic or get lost in some matters, but if you have your goal and your identity intact, you'll be able to make decisions or wait out the period of instability. Another thing that's important, I think, is having a strong spiritual grounding, and obviously that helps. It helps when you do spiritual practices to strengthen that. And these are all things that will help you build up your resilience. Some people are naturally maybe more resilient, just the way they're born. They can fall down and get back up and not have a broken ankle. Other of us are more sensitive and more reactant when the environment changes, and we may feel even small changes can be threatening to our sense of identity. And some people have already been through periods of instability before, so they're a bit hardened by that, or they're hardened by other life experiences. So that's to touch on the topic of resiliency, and I've read some interesting books on this. And the other thing we can talk about is, what do you do during periods of instability? And there's a lot of options, of course. You could do nothing. You can just be like an ostrich and hide your head in the ground, which is not usually the best idea, although Maybe for a short period of instability, you can wait it out. So, for example, the recent stock market turbulence, just wait, don't sell. Eventually, the market will rebound, things will smooth, and it looks like the stock market is just going back up again. So that's an option, do nothing. And I say that a little tongue in cheek, but sometimes it can be hard to do nothing. So again, having sight of your goals, being resilient can help you do nothing, because sometimes that's the thing to do. There's also, like that old Chinese proverb, there could be opportunities to capitalize on. So for example, will AI be a bubble or will it continue to grow? It's a binary decision. Maybe you want to take a big risk by betting on one option or the other. I won't tell you what to do. But these opportunities are present in periods of instability. Right now, you could see bets going in either way because people are still holding, NVIDIA. It still has a very high valuation, but also some people are hedging their bets, thinking that maybe Oracle's debt isn't as safe as it was even a few months ago, looking at, I believe, credit default swaps. So that's another thing you can do is take some risks. And another thing you can do, this is kind of in the theme of doing nothing, is just kind of kill time, do different projects, stay out of the chaos, do something else that's productive. Maybe you want to reorganize your closet. So maybe you have a few months to do that as there is instability in the world. That way, you're accomplishing both. You're doing nothing, but you're also doing something that helps your life a bit forward. It will take your mind off things you can't change, and you're doing something productive in the meantime. I believe you should also kind of adjust your expectations. So, you're getting signs that you're in a different environment. You could have more difficulties. Things may not be as smooth as they used to be. So one thing I thought of is during periods of instability, it may be harder to gain the trust of others. Other people are also feeling instability and they're becoming maybe more conservative. Like I said, maybe they're hiding in their shell. So negotiations become tougher. People may be a bit cagier about sharing information or trying to help you out or taking a risk when they don't want to. So that's all fine, and it's up to them how they will proceed. From your perspective, just adjust your expectations, I guess, going forward. We're in a different environment than we were even 6 months ago, for example. And another thing I want you to do is just stay realistic. Don't get too pie in the sky. Like I said, don't ignore what's happening. You can decide affirmatively to do nothing, or you can take some risks, but just be realistic of the landscape. When there's instability, there's maybe easy narratives become attractive, but just do your own homework, and that way maybe you won't get burned. So that is about it for this Marek report. I thought I would touch base. I will see you another time.